Hi guys, hope all of us are doing great. My name is Ernest and this is Ernest Sciences and Mathematics TV channel. So I promised in our other videos that we are going to do, sorry for that, we're going to do an overall, of course, a discussion on this specific concept of a gaseous exchange. And in this specific discussion, then therefore we're going to look at the various ways of describing this pathway of gaseous exchange in man. So therefore I had mentioned that the brain is going to play a vital role together with the cardiovascular system in order to ensure that there is a gaseous exchange that is taking place on this respiratory service, of course, or the gaseous exchange service, which is the alveoli. So in this particular case, I said that the main part of the brain, which is the medulla oblongata, stated that this particular brainstem is going to facilitate one of the processes that is breathing. And therefore, this is going to be done in form of the regulation of the pH inside the blood, and of course through this specific process. We said that a combination of oxygen, of course carbon dioxide, and of course this water is going to form carbonic acid, which is of course going to be dissociating into hydrogen and carbonic, of course this bicarbonate ions, which we are going to see later taking place. So carbon dioxide is going to be carried in form of an aqueous solution inside the body, and of course that is going to dictate on how the pH of the blood is going to be regulated. So as we said, this is going to be in form of a carbonic acid, and of course whenever the pH of the blood has risen, then therefore there's going to be a signal which is going to be sent from the brain in order to ensure that there's more intake of oxygen and outtake of carbon dioxide from the body respectively. Now, as I said, the blood, of course, is going to play a vital role, and this is going to be, of course, collecting of carbon dioxide from different parts of the body as a byproduct, of course, and taking oxygen to various parts of the body to ensure that the cellular respiration is taking place. And this is going to provide the energy and other products which are essential for the body. So in this particular case, therefore, as we mentioned, that air exchange is going to take place from the nostrils, the nasal cavity, the pharynx, the trachea, the bronchi, and the bronchioles. And of course, eventually it's going to end up in the blood capillaries and of course the blood cells respectively. I mentioned that the red blood cells are going to provide a receptor, a section for the carrying of carbon dioxide, and at the same time it's going to provide a receptor section for this particular oxyhemoglobin, which is a molecule that's going to combine with of course a molecule that consisting of oxygen, which of course assists in transporting oxygen to various parts of the body. So in this particular case, my this central section is showing different exchanges of blood between the external environment and the lungs. And of course, in this particular section, this is going to be the process that is taking place for outtake of carbon dioxide and intake of oxygen. And therefore, the exchange of blood between the lungs and the blood is going to take place at the surface of the alveoli. And then we're going to see that blood is going to be the gases are going to be transported in the blood using the pulmonary circulation and systemic circulation involving the blood and the various cardiovascular system, as we are going to see in this specific illustration. Now, the exchange between the blood and the cells, of course, is going to ensure that this particular blood is going to be a central part in trying to supply oxygen for cellular respiration and carbon dioxide as of course, a byproduct of this process of respiration. Now, in our last section, of course, I've already mentioned that this specific gases for carbon dioxide and oxygen are going to be carried in terms of aqueous form, especially carbon dioxide is going to be carried in form of bicarbonate ions inside the blood. Now, this is going to be an overall view of this specific process of gaseous exchange. And of course, in our subsequent videos whereby we're going to look at this one, perhaps in details when we need to do a reference for this, I'll be putting a link of these specific videos in our various discussions so that we can be able to just have a check on this. So that is it for now, guys. Bye. God bless you. Catch us in our next video.